OpenTable is reporting a recovery in the restaurant industry, but it's a different picture depending on where you are in the world. The UK government has been offering a discount scheme all August to get Britons eating out, and that's led to a significant rebound among restaurants on the OpenTable app. Compare that, though, to the US, where openings have plateaued between 60 to 7% for the past few months. OpenTable CEO Debby Soo joins us live now from New Hampshire. So just where are we, Debbie, in terms of restaurant bookings now compared to the start of the pandemic? What are you seeing in terms of trends?
Well, the data really varies depending on what region or country you're looking at. In the US, like you mentioned, we are still seeing a drop year over year in terms of seated reservations. But there are other countries like the UK or Germany, for example, where we're actually seeing seated reservations being up year over year.
So you take over at OpenTable as CEO during a relatively, I could say, tumultuous time. It's been a very difficult time for the restaurant industry. You came from Kayak, you're an executive there. How has the recovery in the restaurant space compared to the travel space? What are you noticing?
Well, for both industries, they've been hit very, very hard by this pandemic. The restaurant industry has been hit particularly hard, I would say. Restaurants, even before COVID, were operating on razor-thin margins. And now you add on top of that safety precautions and measures that restaurants have to be taking, the capacity restrictions that they're facing. It's becoming even more difficult. In terms of recovery, I would say if I had to predict now, having been on both on the travel and the dining side of the business, I would predict that dining would recover faster as restrictions loosen, as case counts stabilize or go down, and people are feeling safer and more comfortable to dine out, they want to dine out. We recently conducted a survey at OpenTable and found that 25% of Americans now are dining out once a week. So the demand is there.
The demand is there now. I mean, obviously, it's going to take some time to get back to normal, of course. But, you alluded to this even before the pandemic that, restaurant business, as you know, is quite a difficult one and it's prone to failure. Restaurants in general have a high rate of closures in terms of not being able to stay afloat and make it. So just walk us through what are the levels of permanent closures we're going to see as a result of this pandemic in terms of restaurants that stay shut for good after this?
We have predicted that 1 out of 4 restaurants will not make it through this pandemic. We came out a few weeks ago and said that, and now looking at the numbers, we think that that estimate might even be conservative. At OpenTable, our main mission right now is to help restaurants forge through this crisis and do everything we can to help them. We have waived our subscription and reservation fees through the remainder of the year. We've launched features like safety precautions so restaurants can easily let diners know what precautions they're taking, whether that's servers wearing masks or table spacing, disinfectant provided, all of that. So we're trying to do everything we can to keep the restaurants open and surviving during this terrible time.
Not just OpenTable, but also various governments around the world are also trying to do their part. We touched on the fact that the UK has got this Eat Out to Help Out program, where if you're part of the scheme, if you're a restaurant and you're part of the scheme, the US government will actually pick up 50% of the tab. I believe that it's capped at £10 in terms of the meal price. So just what do you think in terms of where government policies around the world in the various countries that OpenTable operates in, where government policies have actually been that much more effective in getting restaurants back?
I think any aid that governments can be giving to the restaurant industry right now is necessary and welcome. You've mentioned some of the initiatives that the US government and the UK government have done. The Eat Out to Help Out campaign, we've seen in our data, has really helped seated reservations go up. So that campaign is for if you dine Monday through Wednesday, the government will help foot part of the bill. And what we've seen in our data is that reservations during Mondays through Wednesdays are spiking through the roof. I believe that scheme or that program is over at the end of this month. So for those of you in the UK, I encourage you to take advantage. But again, anything the government can be doing to be helping this industry at this time, I think is so necessary. And for all of us and all of you out there watching, what we can be doing to support our restaurants is to dine out at them, order delivery or order takeout to support them.
Yeah, my husband and I actually order takeout once a week just to support our local restaurants. So I'm proud to say I am doing my part. Debbie Soo, Life for Us There, thank you so much.